Welcome back to episode 154 of Tall Boy Radio. There's just the two of us tonight. Yes, we know it's after Christmas. Yes, we know it's after New Year, but we're going to keep things a little bit fun and a little bit festive anyway. We're going to dip back into the archives and play a game that we invented way back in episode 70. But before we do that, let's find out what it is that Gaz is drinking tonight.
Evening the world. Looking forward to this already. We had a bit of a laugh last time we did it. I won't give too much away. I'd sort of tell the tale. But tonight again, I think I had a bit of a job lot on these. So I'm drinking the lovely little Gnome Le Choup 8% out of a stolen Big Order flat.
Very nice.
And nice. I did see Andy the Viking tweet or post that Santa had obviously been to his house and emptied his flat, and he had got delivery of various Belgian beers. So Andy, I hope you are enjoying the beers, and when this comes out, I hope you manage to drink them all. No doubt you will have done. So yeah, looking forward to this, I do.
I rather suspect a lot of those beers will have gone already. Well, I'm drinking a beer which is a more commonly associated, I'm going to suggest, with you and Andy. I'm drinking Leffe. However,
hello.
It's the Trips version.
Yeah. Wow. So, what's that like? I don't think I've tried that. Is that okay? Is it good?
I tell you, dude, yeah, it's really good. Really good. If you like a Trips beer, which I happen to, and if you like a Leffe, which I also happen to, 8.5%, it's lovely. Tastes very, very similar to the blonde, but you can tell it's got that extra bit of kick. It's delightful.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to bag myself a couple of those bad boys.
Yeah, get yourself onto BelgianBeerCompany.com. That's where I got them from. I tell you what, I got myself quite a few other beers as well. And while we're on that subject, I popped in to see Liam today and got myself a few extra beers in as well. A few things from my brother and some Imperial Stouts, which are absolute beauts. Right then. So, as Gaz said, it's something we've done before. It's a little bit of fun. So the first question I have to ask is,
do you want to play a game?
Dude, I always want to play a game, and I love the Thor films. So for those of you obviously don't know that reference, if you just want to go watch Thor, then you'll understand what that little voiceover was. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, why not? Let's play a game, dude. Do you want to play the rules?
So yeah, come at me, bro. So for what reminded me of this? Someone told me a story recently. Now they've been to see Germaine Greer in giving a talk. So, don't get me wrong, it probably sounds like it needed livening up already. So she's a very sort of famous female activist, isn't she? Strongly believes in women's rights and what have you. She's right to do so. And she invited questions from the audience, and some young man stood up and asked a question, and he didn't get to finish it, bless him. Who do you think would win in a fight? Which is genius. What a place to ask it. And
it's brilliant because it's funny, just for jumping in. Amy, my daughter, went through a phase years ago of asking just like ridiculous questions, a bit like who would win in a fight. And it's things like, would you rather have like a hot drink when you're cold or a cold drink when you're hot? And it's like, I really don't know. I want both. How can you answer that question? Which is literally like just random posing questions and stuff. You just like, whatever. Just reminded me then when you said who would win in a fight. So there you go. Premise for Come At Me Bro number 2 then.
Indeed. And that is indeed what we're doing. So Gaz has got 6 combatants. I have 6 combatants. We will be choosing them at random, pitching them against each other. And then we've got the game changer cards for the weapon, which we can throw in there. But because this was obviously the festive idea that we had for Christmas 2021, the one we're going to be pitching, I guess now, for Christmas 2023 has got the added bonus of the handicap cards. And so once that weapon card has been dealt, we have a choice. We can only use one each. We can use a handicap card to nullify the weapon. So if you remember then, we did this way back in episode 70. We had an interesting battle royale between a fair few people. And one of the things you said was, towards the end of that episode, Gaza, if you disagree with any of these, get in contact. Well, actually, something that we've never touched on is actually we heard off a couple of people who took umbrage at our decision in only one of the fights. They agreed with them all, but they took umbrage with one, and it was after the weapon had been issued. So they agreed with us initially, but not with our findings. So they felt in the battle between Brock Lesnar and Drunken Duncan Ferguson and the Morning Star that Lesnar will be able to block, defend, and attack before Ferguson could do anything about it. They felt that battle would still be won by Lesnar. What are your thoughts on that one, dude?
Oh, dude, I mean, Drunken Duncan, I mean, come on. I mean, to be fair, give Drunken Duncan 10 pints of superintendent's extra. I'd probably take him, put him over Brock Lesnar anyway, but, the old Glaswegian headbutt, I don't know. I think a Morning Star's a bit of a leveler, to be fair, though, isn't it? You swing that bad boy, and I don't care really how big you are. If that hits you with any sort of force, you're sort of going to feel it, aren't you? So,
well, this is my kind of sort of thinking. It's almost a 50-50 because Ferguson swings that Morning Star. If he lands it, it's game over. It's game over.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You're not taking one of them. No. If, however, Lesnar can defend it, block it, and move out of the way, then I'll probably say the ball was back in his court.
Yeah. Because the Morning Star is not really a weapon that you can, in a way, you can reload it very quickly because it's obviously on a chain. So then once you swing it, you've then got to go through the whole arc again before you can sort of swing it again with any force, I suppose. So, yeah, if you can get inside the range of that, maybe. Yeah.
This is it. And I suppose, see, the one thing that sort of then tips you back the other way is what you have to say is, we use a bit of casual, stereotypical British racism here, and just say, because Duncan Ferguson is Scottish, he is therefore adept at handling a weapon. So I'm pretty sure if anybody could land that first blow, it'll be old Duncan Ferguson. So I'm not going to say it necessarily stands, but I'm not going to overturn the decisions that we made the last time around for certain.
No, I think we very much are confident about sticking with it. I reckon.
Yeah, indeed. So we need the traditional start to come at me, bro, where we ask the question, do you want to fight?
I just say I did.
Right there.
And bro, my genuine bro, for listening to this. What are you doing though? Yeah, what is that?
It'll mean nothing to anybody, but it amuses us. Go on then, guys. Pick a number between 1 and 6 for my first combatant.
I'm going to go for number 2.
2. Right, here we go. Oh, it's an interesting one. He can handle himself. Wesley Trent Snipes.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Go on then. I'm going to go for combatant number 5.
Oh, wow. Well, do you know who Jorge Gonzalez is?
Jorge Gonzalez. It's not a name. No, is he the Speedy Mouse from the cartoons?
He isn't. He is the giant Gonzalez that was of WWF or E fame back in the day.
He was a big unit.
Who stands at like 7 foot something or other, does he?
Yeah, he was way over 7 feet, wasn't he? He was huge.
Yeah, so for those people that don't know, he was an Argentinian and he was a basketball player originally. That was what, and then he became a bit of an actor, and then he went into, I think, the WCW, and then he also went to the WWF, now WWE, for The Undertaker at SummerSlam, was it maybe? Something like that. So, yeah, over 7 foot tall. Oh.
The big guy.
He's slow.
He is slow. Now, Wesley Trent Snipes, to give him his full title. So, did you know Wesley Snipes was his real name, just out of interest?
I didn't know that was his real name.
No, it sounds like a stage name. I thought, yeah, good name. Yeah. Good name, like it, yeah.
You see, Wesley Snipes in Blade. I mean, that guy kicks ass.
He does. And interesting enough, a lot of those skills weren't learned for Blade. He is a practicing martial artist, dude.
Yeah.
He has been practicing martial arts for 48 years, and he is a 5th Dan black belt in Shotokan Karate. I hope I pronounced that right. I've not made a comment about his continence. His 2nd Dan black belt in Taekwondo, and he also practices Kung Fu, Capoeira, which I always thought was like a Brazilian cocktail, and Eskrima, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Couple with that, keep in mind, where is he now? Where is Wesley Snipes?
Go on.
I think he's inside. I think he's still serving time.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So he'll have learned a thing or two while he's in there.
Oh,
So
he'll
he
learn
can-
some he'll learn underhand dirty tactics. Kick
he
him in the
will.
bollocks, you know what I mean? That's what he'll
He will. Yeah. Oh no, he's out. He will be out actually. I'm just looking. So he got done, and he served 3 years in 2010 for tax evasion.
Yeah, he'll be out by now. He'll be fine, unless he's been a naughty boy, and of course he might still be sad. I don't know whether he is or not. Oh, you know what? That's a toughie. That's a tough one to start with.
It is a tough one to start with. Did you know, by the way, he'd been inside?
Maybe, possibly, don't know. I
Hmm.
don't. It wasn't somebody that I thought, oh yeah, definitely. But now you've mentioned it, no, maybe, don't know. Not. It didn't massively ring a bell with me, but yeah, maybe back in the dim and distant past, maybe when I've heard it, but I don't know. But yeah, Giant Gonzalez, like over 7 foot, big. If he gets his hands on you, he's basically just going to choke you out. So he is slow.
He's slow, and I'm going to suggest Mr. Snipes is fast and adept at evading gripping maneuvers, which I think Gonzalez could apply.
Yeah, have you just speaking of Wesley Snipes' love for sort of martial arts, that there's a video going around on social media. It's a really old video now, but there's a Australian monk, and he basically is in a ring and he's got some gloves on. He just stands there, and this bloke is trying to knock every shade out of him, and he's just like this, but and the Australian monk just like looks straight back, and this guy's like, and he's just like, and just looks, and it's just like, oh, this guy is literally unloading on him. The Australian monk just like, nope. You're not knocking me out, nope. And he's just like, dude, seriously. I mean, those guys are like mind over matter. I mean, come on. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I saw them. They came to the UK years and years and years ago, and I saw them perform live. I forget where, and it is a fairly spectacular performance, especially when I'm sure those spears and what have you aren't super sharp, but when they're pressing those against the neck and stuff, and
but they're not. Some of
I wouldn't want to try it. I wouldn't even want to try it like with a brush
and
handle.
There's one that they do with the guy's got like, and it's like that, isn't it? It's like, I mean, it's obviously choreographed, but you think, like, shit the bed, like one wrong move, and it's all done at speed and stuff. And one wrong move, and that guy's like in a world of trouble, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
And they obviously all choreograph the moves, and he's like back flipping. This guy's like stabbing like a spear at whatever. But I don't know. You know what? I might have to go for Wesley Snipes for that. I might have to go with your pick.
Yeah, you don't want to be using one of these weapons. Bear in mind, you can't use your weapons. You got to pick one of mine. I've not done an Andy from last time and used a pool noodle as a weapon.
I've got 3 genuine weapons here, so.
Or you can use a handicap card. It's early in the days, early in the game, even.
You see, I have got a handicap. Oh, you see, I have got a handicap card that.
Well, no, you don't get to use yours. You've got to pick one of mine.
Oh, but we've got to pick yours.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's the beauty of the randomness of the game.
No,
so, yeah.
I'm gonna leave that. I'll let you win that one. I think Wesley might just take him there.
I think Wesley wins that one out. So go on then. I'll let you have first pick.
Okay. I'm gonna go for number 5.
Number 5. Ooh, interesting. Steve Wilkos.
Steve Wilkos. Okay.
Does the name ring a bell?
Doesn't jump out at me. Do I know him by another different name?
You'll just know him as Steve the Bodyguard from Jerry Springer.
Go, Steve, go. Oh, brilliant.
That's it.
I like that.
Go on then. I'm going to go for number 1.
Number 1. Okay. So this guy is, I've gone for, because the character that he plays on screen is Nails, right? So I've gone for Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders, and if you haven't seen it, he's a lead guy, Peaky Blinders. and in he plays like this, and obviously for American friends, it's like if you haven't seen it, I think it's on Netflix. I think it's a, and it's basically a gang-based sort of years ago set in sort of various parts of the UK. He's a leader of a gang called the Peaky Blinders, and they wear the Peaky Blinders hat, and they have like a razor blade at the back of the hat. So often they get into loads of scrapping and stuff. So Cillian Murphy, he's been in a few sort of decent. I think there's a film called Red Eye. I think he was in. It was on a plane with somebody. He played a bit of a baddie in that. So, but I've watched Peaky Blinders, the whole series back to back sort of thing. So. And I just thought, he would be somebody. I thought, I wonder whether he is. He obviously isn't a character, but be interested in a fight. I still think your guy's going to win that though.
Well, he does, but what I've got to ask first, because you're speaking to someone who's watched 20 minutes of Peaky Blinders and turned it off because he didn't enjoy it. Am I missing out? Then is this one of those things?
Yeah, you are missing. Yeah, it was one of those. I was a bit late to the party. I suppose a bit like Game of Thrones. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, you got to watch it." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then I started watching. I loved it. And Peaky Blinders was the same. The last couple of series, they got a little bit slow. It was a bit too much like, right, you've got to scrap a gang from Italy now, right? You've got to scrap a gang from Russia now, and all that sort of thing. So, but it was decent. You've got to give it a go. It was decent. I have to say, both me and the missus, we both enjoyed it. But yeah, he's one when you look at him, and in the series, you're a bit like, to be fair, you wouldn't want to mess with his brother even more because his brother's proper nails. But he's like the Don, he's like the daddy, he's like the boss, the crime leader sort of thing, and you don't go against him. If you go against him, put it like this, over the next couple of days, like say you found in a ditch somewhere, sort of thing. So yeah. But I do with Steve's a good one.
Well, shall we examine Mr. Wilcox's caliber in terms of combat? So obviously we know him best as the head security guard on the Jerry Springer show, and he did that between 1994 and 2007. He's actually had his own talk show since, but he served in the Marine Corps from 82 to 89. Then he was in Chicago. He was a Chicago PD officer from 90 to 2002. So that crossed over a fair bit at the time when he was working with Jerry Springer. As we know, he was a serving police officer while he did it. And obviously, do you know what else he did in his spare time just to earn a few quid when it was on hiatus, the Jerry Springer show?
Doorman.
No, wrestler. He was also a wrestler, which is mad. And then he also served a little bit of time himself.
There's a common theme with your picks at the moment, aren't there?
Yeah, not intentionally. I just picked them. I thought they were interested, and then it's like, I should have really saved them back for the a jail times of the rich and famous episode that we could do in the future. Well, yeah, he served time for a DUI incident.
Really? You know what? It's still quite early in the day, though, isn't it? 2 down, we've got 4 to go. I don't think I'm going to use a weapon. No, I'm not going to use a weapon. I think you might be 2-0 up here, dude, because I definitely think that Steve could take Cillian Murphy 100%.
Yeah, I think he probably could. I do think he could, just because he's got that. He'll have that training in the way they're bringing these people down. So yeah. I rather suspect that he could take him. So that's it, 2-0 to begin with. It's almost like a Steelers Bears matchup. This is. Although not this season.
we had a bye week this week, so we didn't lose. That's always a bonus.
That's it. Now, if anybody's watching this in early January, wondering what the hell he's on about, it's probably worth mentioning we're recording it in mid-December.
Oh yes, yeah.
So just for the record, you will have lost. I don't know who you're playing this week, but you will have lost, and we will have lost. Whoever we started, Mason Rudolph, whoever, Trubisky or Pickett, doesn't matter. We'll lose. Don't worry about it.
We've got loads of guys on the forum sort of saying like, oh my god, if you're a Bears fan and you wanted to lose just so we get a better draft pick, then I'm unfriending you and all this. And I'm thinking, we could do a couple of decent draft picks.
You got a pretty good track record of wasting them, though, so I'm not sure.
Well, obviously, what we did back in the day, obviously, when we slightly off topic, when we signed Khalil Mack, we gave up 2 consecutive first-round draft picks, so we didn't have a first-round draft pick effectively for 3 years. So you're just like, well, blimey, I mean, that's going to hurt a lot. And I mean, Justin Fields last year was great, and is great, and he's just showing now actually what a good QB he is. But still need a couple of weapons downfield, and I still think our offensive line is horrendous and our defense is horrendous, which is weird.
No.
Yeah, I mean, having said that, I think we ranked in the top 3 or 4 sort of rushing offense. Our rushing game is still pretty good, but a lot of that is just down to Justin Fields. So anyway.
We normally have a little bet, don't we? We normally have a little bet as to who, and the idea is me, you, and Andy, whoever finishes bottom, Andy's still not paid up yet. However, the tables have turned a little bit this time around.
I know. Well, actually, I was thinking about this, and next year, I think next year is going to be a really good bet because actually, genuinely, I think all 3 teams either could or couldn't. Historically, we've always gone, well, I don't really care about the bet because the Lions suck, so they're going to finish bottom, so Andy's just going to pay us out, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Although he hasn't.
Well, we know he won't.
But yeah, next year, in fact, what we should do is, I'm sticking my neck out here. What we should do is next year, when we book our Geeks Christmas meal, at the time of us going on the Geeks Christmas meal, whoever has the worst record out of me and you pays for the other 2 couples. So effectively, it's me. I pay for me, Jen, you, and Kim, and if vice versa. What do you reckon?
No. I'm confident about next year. This was supposed to be our year of rebuilding. I think next year's going to be another one because it's clearly not working very well.
You see, I thought to say that. I started to talk about it and I thought, yeah, what are you doing, guys?
yeah. But no, how are we predicting it then? Slight aside then, how are we predicting it? Because obviously, as we say now, we're recording this mid-December. So if you listen to this early Jan, we pretty much know how it's panned out. Do we think the Lions are going to finish on top out of the 3 of us and Bears bottom?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
I think the Steelers will give you a run for your money for the bottom spot. But
to be fair, I think we've got a thing. I think we come back after the bye week. I think we get straight. We've got beaten by the Eagles. I think so. I think that's who we play next. And they were. What are they? Have they lost one? Maybe at the time recording, they might have lost a couple more since then. But yeah, so I think we're going to lose that. I reckon what we won. What are we? 3-8, 3-9, or something like that. So yeah, not great. So yeah, I don't see us doing great things until we sort our defense out. Really, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, and I think probably we need to look at our offensive line. But hey ho, and probably get rid of Matt Canada. But I'm not the only one saying that. So go on then. I'll let you pick mugs away and all that.
Okay. So what have I had? 2 and 5. I'll go for number 1.
Number 1. Oh, we have a lady.
Oh,
a lady with a funny nose, as my brother would tell you. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Michelle Gellar. Now, you see, I was thinking about sort of female combatants, and I thought, do you go for somebody like a Ronda Rousey, obviously WWE now, but ex-UFC, and you think, yeah, she puts you in an armbar, then you're absolutely knackered. Ex-Olympic, sort of, was the judo gold medalist or whatever it was. So, but I actually haven't gone for a female. There's a couple in here. There's a couple in here now that you have. There's a couple of beauties.
So here we go. So we're picking somebody who's going to be happy beating up a woman, right?
Yeah. I really hope you don't pick one of the ones that.
Fictitiously, of course, just for the record. So what have I got left? What numbers have I got left then? Because I've not been keeping track.
So you've got 2, 3, 4, and 6.
I'll go 6.
Tyson Fury.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, it's interesting.
No. Obviously, Tyson Fury, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He disposed of Derek Chisora relatively recently. For those people in America and all around the world, I suppose, El Salvador and various other places. Derek Chisora, a bit of a journeyman boxer, had a bit of a renaissance in the last couple of years. Fought Tyson Fury twice before, got beat by him twice before, and promoter's done an amazing job to get him a third fight. Fury won the fight easily, stopped him in the 10th. I mean, Derek Chisora was quite durable, but Fury stopped him in the 10th. Obviously, now the talk is that he wants to fight Alexander Usyk and unify the belts. Usyk being the guy that beat AJ, and that would be a decent scrap. Fury and Usyk, that would be a good one. The other one he wants to fight is Joe Joyce. He's the up and coming top British fighter as well. So I mean, Deontay Wilder I think's had his day, so he's out of it. Sorry, all you American fans out there, sort of thing. But I think Fury Usyk is the next one on the rank, isn't it?
Well, yeah, one of the things you said there, Chisora being quite durable. I tell you what, he wasn't after that fight. Recognisable, fucking hell, he was battered, wasn't he?
No, there was an article not an article. There was a video clip of Fury and Chisora, and they were sharing that. It was like a Five Guys sort of thing. And Fury brought in his kids and stuff, and his entourage, and he shook hands and stuff. And the camera was on the sort of side angle of Chisora, and you're like, Christ, he looked like one of the plumps where his face was like, literally like proper, like big swelling on it, sort of thing. So
yeah,
that wasn't great.
It was nasty. I tell you what, I'm not a huge boxing fan recently, I'll be honest with you. But Fury Usyk's an interesting one. I think last time we spoke about this, myself and Andy both were picking Usyk in this one. So here's the question: Fury versus Geller. That's going to be one. That's not going to be on the undercard. That's on top of the bill, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, I can't. Well, unless of course you're going to play a weapon, or you're going to, I can't see anything other than a Fury victory there, I'm afraid.
Well, there's a bit of a height difference. So we got, was it 6'9" versus 5'4"?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she is star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1997 to 2003. Now, she had a difficult upbringing in New York and she was bullied. And this is why she then got into black belt and into martial arts, sorry. She genuinely is a first dan black belt in Taekwondo and a proficient kickboxer.
You see, yeah. Now, if you'd have said you've got a proficient kickboxer who's 6'4", 6'5", and can kick like a mule, maybe. But with the greatest respect to Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's like 5'2", whatever you just said, 5'3", 5'4", whatever. I don't really care how hard she kicks. I think it's going to affect Tyson Fury. If I'm honest,
she's not getting anywhere near that chin, is she?
No, and she can probably kick him in the bollocks, but you know what I mean. It's like,
oof.
Yeah, I'm going Fury there, definitely.
Yeah, for me, Fury wins that one. However, I am going to mix it up, and I'm going to call for weapon number 3.
Weapon number 3 was a saber.
That's dangerous. That's
a different complexion.
That is, because it's not something you can really block. You know what I mean?
I'll just put my arm out and block it. Oh,
yeah. I genuinely think, and let's face it requires the two people to take it seriously and have a pop at each other. Without the saber, it's only going one way. They could fight 500 times, and 500 times Fury's going to come out on top of that one. But you throw in a sword, that is a game changer. That is a game changer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All you have to do is walk out and just start swinging for the hills, and it's just like, Shane has to connect once.
I do believe that. It's one of those things. Don't get me wrong, Gypsy King. So he probably is proficient. He's probably fought people in the past who have had weapons. I'm not going to dispute that. But whether they've had he probably has.
To be fair, Tyson, if you're listening, just hit us up and let us know whether you have had any competence that have come at you with weapons and stuff. But you see, he's going to turn around and go, "No, I'll see it off." You know what I mean? He can machete my leg. All I need to do is land one of these bad boys on her, and she's gone, sort of thing.
But which is true because he lands one of because the guy can punch. He can land a punch, and he's got some power behind him.
How are we even talking about it?
The beauty of the game.
If he hits her, she's game over. It's one man. Oh. She's like just flat out. So
yeah, she lands.
If he can survive one hit with the saber, I still think he wins. Dude,
I agree, but I just think one strike with a sword off of anybody, more or less, and especially someone who can probably wield one in terms of having martial arts ability, I suspect she could. I mean, you're naturally going to defend yourself. The arms are going to go out, and you're in trouble. Yeah, you're in trouble. You take a sword to the arm, he's not going to be able to throw one of his haymakers.
Yeah, but if he blocks with that one, then he has to throw with that one. Or if he blocks with that one, he throws with that one. So who strikes off before he hits her? I'm still going Tyson there, dude. I think it is a game changer, and it absolutely narrows up. Yeah, and I am still going Tyson. I'm afraid.
I think this is all we could do with Andy to settle it, because I just think against the sword, if somebody can wield one, and I suspect you can. I know exactly where you're coming from, because I do think if he lands a punch, regardless of what she's got in her hands, it's game over.
Yeah.
But I just think if she applying the rule that we applied to Lesnar and Ferguson, that if that strike lands first, I think she wins.
Wow, that's
I just think someone who stabbed with a sword. Oh, I don't know. Actually, now I'm starting to think he could probably take one, and if it's not a devastating blow, I think he's got enough about him.
If it's a bit of a glancing blow or catches him in a non-massive vein, stroke artery place, and actually he just starts bleeding. I think he limps on one leg, throws a haymaker, knocks her out, and then gets patched up.
Yeah. Once he gets poked in the jennies.
Wow. Well, that's a whole different game changer.
No, do you know what? I'm going to agree with you on this one. I just think before shock sets in, he can land a few on her.
I think he's going to realise if he does get hit with it, he's probably got 30, 40, 50 seconds to actually try and get his hands on her, and I think he does. Yeah. So I'm definitely going, it's a game changer, but I'm still going Fury.
What's his tactics? Does he just wade through, or does he try and block and dodge?
No, I think he just charges.
Oof.
I think he just charges, and then he tries to get the sword, and he closes the distance. It hasn't got its full impact, so he only gets it here, and then all of a sudden he's with it, and then he just
that's true. That is true. If he can get to her, and he's got a long reach before she can get that sword back forward.
If he can get to the sword to there, like that. But I think if she's not quite, how even there, Michelle Geller with a sword fighting Tyson Fury. But that's the nature of the game, folks. That's the nature of the game.
And this is why it'll be so popular Christmas 2023. I'm going to get back onto the people who make top trumps. You're missing a bloody trick here.
Can you imagine? Here we go. Right, here's my hand. I'm going to play that guy. Draw a weapon. Oh, now I'm drawing a weapon card. Now look at this bad boy.
Exactly. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity is popular. You can stick that up your arse. This is better.
This is way better.
It's fighting. Right then. Go on.
Am I going again then? Right. So I've had 2, 5, and 1.
Mugs away, dude.
Oh, mugs away. Go on then.
You won that one. I'm gonna. What have I got left?
So you have 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. Almost like I planned it. I'll go 4.
Warwick Davis.
Oh, dude! I tell you what, pick very carefully with mine because there could be an absolute gem of a fight that could physically happen. So please pick well on this one.
Oh, so what have I got? So I've had 1, 2, 5. So what have I got? I've got 3, 4, 6.
Yeah.
Press is on now. 4.
Oh, he's done it. He's picked the perfect one. Dude, this would be epic. This is one that has to happen. Hasbulla Magdamamu, whoever pronounced his name. The Hasbulla.
I thought I was going to put him on my list. I thought, no, I don't know who that is. So I was going to put him on my list.
Dude, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Oh, what an epic battle that is.
Warwick versus Hasbulla. I'm not sure even which way to call that one right now. Before, I mean, we intrigue it all up with weapons and handicaps.
Strangely enough, Warwick's probably a little bigger. He's probably got the size.
He probably is. I think he does have the size on this one. He has the size.
However, Hasbulla is a national. He is. Like, he's proper got attitude, that guy.
He's naughty. He is naughty.
Yeah. And and he's obviously very good friends with various UFC fighters, mixed martial arts fighters.
Yeah,
He's obviously got a bit of attitude about him as well. You know what I mean? So
he does. He does. Well, he came to fame, didn't he? Who's the guy who beat Conor McGregor? The guy.
that's Khabib, isn't it? So Khabib Nurmagomedov, is that who it is? Yeah,
That's it. Well, he came to fame and he called him out on social media and was giving him some stick. And God bless him, the guy. He went over there and met him, and yeah, they've done a few videos together.
they've done various, and actually they're sort of, I say they're friends and stuff, and that he calls him out, and now they have become quite good friends, and there's various videos of him and stuff. There's a video of, I think it's Khabib. He's sitting in a chair, and you've got him one side, you've got like another, I don't know, this little young lad or whatever. And he's proper trying to get with Khabib. Basically, just keeps like separating them out, and he keeps trying to go over, and he's like throwing punches and stuff. Oh, what a matchup!
What a fight! Well, see, interested in what you're talking about. The other fella, isn't it? He was another dwarf, and the Russian Boxing Commission refused to sanction that fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they refused it. So we couldn't have this fight in Russia. We know this much. So Davis versus Hasbulla would have to take place probably either on British or American soil.
Yeah.
And it's got a Rocky IV feel about it right off the back there.
I mean, what are the odds?
I promise you, folks, this isn't fixed, but gee whiz, of all the matchups we could have, that's exciting. That one excites me most.
Hasbulla versus Tyson Fury. I mean, come on. But I mean,
game over.
I mean, Hasbulla versus Warwick Davis. I mean, that's the sellout, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely what everybody wants to see. See, I'm concerned. You see, the thing is with Warwick, he's got the big hands. He's got big hands. He's got big feet. So I think the feet slow him down, but the hands could. Oh, if you know what I mean. I think if you land a
he's got normal size. For those people that don't know Warwick Davis, he's British actor, plays Willow back in the day. Actually, there's a new series. Is it on? Is it Disney or Amazon or something like that?
I don't know.
There's a new series called Will, and there's the Adventures of Willow, and basically he's in it. So
yeah. So how tall is Warwick Davis? Do you know? I'll tell you how tall he is.
3.5 foot, 4 foot.
Dude, you're right. First down, 3'6". Bang on.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So he's 3'6" against Hasbulla's 3'4". So the size difference isn't as big as we thought.
No, it isn't as big as we thought, because I thought Warwick Davis would have a sizable height advantage.
Tower above him.
One of the only people in the whole world you can talk about. A 2-inch height advantage. You see, reach advantage. That now you see, you've shocked me there, because I thought he had a much bigger height advantage. I think that's a 50-50, because Hasbulla's he's a bit naughty. I think Warwick Davis is a bit of a thespian and a nice guy, and I think Hasbulla's going to kick him in the bollocks and poke him in the eye and stuff. You know what I mean? I think he's a bit of a naughty person.
And age is on his side. He is approximately, because nobody knows his actual birth date, 20. Hasbulla.
I think he's a bit older than that, if I'm honest. But
yeah, that's the claim.
He's like Roger Miller in the 1990 World Cup. He said he was 28. He's about 54.
That's it. Yeah. He played the next tournament 4 years later. He was still 28 when he Roger Miller. Bless him.
Bless him. Yeah. I don't think we need any weapons. I don't think we need any handicap cards. I think we just say, right, you two,
go for it. Yeah. In terms of fights, it's the one I most want to see.
Right.
How are we calling it? I think it's a lengthy one. I don't think either of them have got much in them to land a real devastating blow on the other.
No, I think if somebody played a weapons card, I think. How many weapons cards are we allowed to play?
I think 2. 2 from 3, and then 1.
Right. I'll play a weapons card then.
Oh dear, this could be bad for Hasbulla.
He's lovable.
He's lovable. So just think carefully as you do this. So 1, 2, or 3.
I'm going to go for weapon number 1.
Weapon number 1. Oh dear, it's got a street fight feel about it. A broken bottle. It's got tasty all of a sudden.
It's gone. Yeah. Oh wow. It's gone all urban. You see, I just think because there's not that much difference between them, I just think that broken bottle might give Warwick the edge. I think if he cracked him, I don't know. I think if he catches him in the right place, a broken bottle, and all of a sudden he should start getting cuts and stuff. I think
it's going to slow him down.
Yeah.
I almost feel I want to use a handicap card on this, but I'm going to choose my words quite carefully. So, yeah.
You can't use that for this.
No, I'm going to have
You
to.
can if you want to, but
I want to back Hasbulla. I want to back Hasbulla on this one. I want to see him take down the star of ITV's Tenable.
Are you playing a?
Yeah, I'll go for option number 1. What we're going to do to Warwick?
We're going to make him pissed up.
Pissed up with a broken bottle. You couldn't make it up.
Genuinely. And you can't. Oh, you can't see that on my screen. But genuinely, your handicap card number 1 pissed up.
Is that the front page of the Daily Mail?
we're just making headlines. Oh, you see. Actually, I think. Oh no.
I don't know how much harm that's going to do to this one with a broken bottle.
I think. Yeah, but can you? You see, if he is pissed up, can he coordinate? Can he?
I still think.
I mean, when I'm saying pissed up, I mean like
mullered. Absolutely
mullered. Yeah, mullered. Yeah.
Like you when we recorded Designated Quizzes.
Yes, exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It is a game changer. We've had a couple of game changers here, but I just have a feeling because of the length of fight that I suspect it will be.
You think Warwick's still gonna?
Yeah, because whereas it's gonna hinder his coordination, probably mean he can take a punch or two before it really realizes what's going on.
Yeah, maybe. I never thought that. Yeah. I'm gonna go Warwick then. Just the bottle is the issue. Who'd have made that up? My weapon was a broken bottle, and your handicap card was being pissed up.
Yeah, that's genius.
Honestly, folks, we've got no clue what either of us have written.
Absolutely not. I have no idea what's in his cards, but I tell you what, that's this. I mean, everything else after this is going to be on the undercard. Let's face it.
That's the headliner. That's the headliner.
That's the headline fight.
We're going Warwick then for that.
We'll go Warwick. Warwick's taking it. I didn't. When you pulled out Warwick, the chances of him coming out on top were unlikely, weren't they? Let's be honest.
What number was Warwick then for you? Because was he number?
Hasbulla was number 4 for me.
Hasbulla was number 4, right? Okay, because I've got Hasbulla's number 4, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 5. So I've got 3 and 6. Right, it's on you then, dude.
So yeah, I will go.
So you've got 2 and 3.
I'll go with your number 3.
My number 3, William Shatner.
William Shatner. Wow. Okay. Now
I'm going to go for your number 6.
Oh, interesting. Jacob Chansley.
Jacob Chansley.
Chansley. So
Chansley.
It's probably not a name you'll know. He's also known as the QAnon Shaman or the Yellowstone Wolf.
Okay, it's a name I don't know.
So if you remember when they got into the Capitol building, there was a character with a buffalo.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Right. I know who you mean now. Yeah.
He strikes me as a man who probably would fight Shatner as well.
He probably would, yeah. You see, William Shatner, so you're thinking, James Tiberius Kirk, and then you're thinking TJ Hooker, of fame and various other rubbishy conspiracy TV programs.
Brilliant. He did a show with Terry Bradshaw of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was old blokes traveling the globe, getting into trouble. And I tell you what, it was fantastic.
Wow, there you go. William Shatner and Terry Bradshaw. Who'd have thought that, eh?
I know. But this is where Shatner might be. Do you know how old Shatner is?
80?
Older.
Really? 90?
Older. Shatner is 91.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chansley is 34.
You see, I don't care how handy Shatner is or it was. I think he's going to struggle. To be fair,
I'm not going to say he was a veteran, but Chansley has also served in the U.S. Navy and has been to Iraq and Afghanistan, and was finally dismissed for not taking his anthrax vaccine. Unpredictable sort. And he described himself as a conspiracy theorist, and has also published 2 books under the name of Lone Wolf. Who do we think?
Dark Wolf, is he?
No, he's not. Ooh, probably not. I think not.
No. You see, I think you've got him there. I don't really think I could even play a weapons card.
No.
How many weapons have I had? I've had 2. No, I've had 1.
You've had 1, so you can employ another weapon if you like.
Yeah, but I've seen who I've got left, so I might need a weapon for this guy.
Or you can impair him with a handicap, because I cannot do that now.
Go on. Give me a handicap card.
You want a handicap 1 or 2?
1.
1. Very, very much on the same theme as what you delivered to me. That Chansley's had a hit of heroin before he finds Shatner, which, in all fairness, does seem to make sense.
And to be fair, though, it looks like he's probably had a hit or 2 previously in heroin. So whether or not it makes a massive difference or not, we don't know.
This is true. You probably no, actually not. Let's not make that statement. I don't know how good his lawyers are.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah. Given he got a very short sentence for what he did, I'm going to say he's probably got a pretty good legal team.
Very good, yeah. Right. You see, I still think you're winning that, dude, because I do. As much as I love William Shatner, good old Bill, I just, yeah, I know. Even with the hit.
It's interesting now. I will go. I still think we're right to go with him. I think he wins. However, you can get a bit tasty next time, because whoever you've got left, there's nothing to lose here. We've both got a weapon card each.
Okay, nice.
So we could choose to tool them up. So let's find out. Let's find out. Go on then. So
I picked it. So it's your number 3.
It is. Well, it doesn't really matter because I've only got 1 left.
Yeah.
Oh, it's local, man. It's local Stokey. Eddie the Beast Hall.
Okay.
Against
Todd Orndorff.
Oh, Todd will love this one.
Todd, you see, the wrestling background, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, obviously, if you don't know who Todd is, he's one of our good friends, sort of fellow podcast friends. Todd Cast. And I just thought, you know, I was trying to think of, I've got to put somebody in there that we know that we podcasted with, and I just thought, who is? And I was thinking about full time, thinking about designate quizzes, thinking about thinking about Scottish Alchemist, thinking about Tiddy Flying, and I was just thinking, I don't know, and then all of a sudden I was just like, it's just got to be Todd. It just has to be this guy. So yeah, do we tool them up, or do we just let? I'm gonna have to tool Todd up against Eddie the Beast. Come on, that guy's a man mountain.
Well, this is true. First thing I've got to say is it was well played, because you've picked a character it's difficult for me to root for my guy against. I'll say that for you now, Todd, if you ever listen to this, bless you. Not the idea.
I'm going to tag him in a minute, so you have to listen to this because you're taking on an absolute man mountain.
He is a man mountain, and he's also a trained fighter as well, and a local Stokey. So one thing we know about locals, the people from Stoke-on-Trent generally have a bit of a knack for fighting, especially the bigger ones. What do you know? Just before we get onto the old Todd Orndorff, bless him, what do we know about Eddie the Beast Hall? So
he's from Stoke. He's a multiple world's strongest man title winner. I think he's been in various sort of films and stuff. He's done obviously various media. He had a fight with.
Bjorn, what's his face?
Was he?
Alpha.
Yeah, was he the guy from Game of Thrones? He was the actor
Yeah.
from Game of Thrones, wasn't he? So he had a Was it boxing?
It was a boxing match here. So he was one half of the world's heaviest ever boxing weight in terms of the weight of the two
That was it, yeah.
competitors, because they were two very big guys. So he's from Stoke. He went to school. He went to Clayton.
Did he?
Yeah, you've done teacher training at Clayton, haven't you?
Yeah,
You
I
spent
did
some
some
time.
I did back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 34. So it's 15 years your junior.
No, probably not.
No, I don't think
I'm just trying to think whether or not the time. I don't think it. No, I don't think he was there. No.
Well, he was expelled from there. I tell you what, it's a brave man to tell him to go home. I don't know who they were.
Even back in the day, I don't know how big he was then, but I can't imagine being any shrinking violet back in the day. But
no. So he was the world's strongest man in 2019, I think it was. Britain's strongest man in 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. UK's strongest man in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And England's strongest man in 10 and 11. So big guy. Yeah, he can apply the Orndorff armbar all he likes. He's getting battered in this one.
I don't think Todd's going to like you for that.
No, I don't think he is. But we've
I'm
got to be.
I think my man's got some moves. I think he's whether or not those moves are enough to take down Eddie the Beast Hall. I'm not so sure. If I'm honest, sorry Todd, if you're listening, but
yeah, he's got that. I mean, he's a big guy as well. Eddie is. I think he's about 6'3", 6'4", so he's got the height advantage as well.
Yeah. See, Todd's going to have to really step up his game, isn't he?
I think Todd's getting yeah.
Do you think Todd's getting a beating?
I do, I'm afraid. I do, unless we tool up.
I'm going to have to tool him up then, aren't I?
Oh, go on. Tool up Orndorff. There's a strange phrase.
What's he got then?
He's got either weapon 2 or 3.
3.
Oh, dude. I was opening in for option 2 because I chose option 2 in honor of our good friend Vic Ferrari, who's a big Monty Python fan. So option number 2 would have been.
Why would you say 2 then?
No. You've picked 3. Option 2 would have been, what about pointed sticks? Still, I'd be interesting one actually, because he could be one of his favorite wrestlers with his nightstick. He could be the big boss man, old Todd Orndorff.
Oh, a nightstick! Wow.
See, for me, that doesn't change it that much. It's blunt force.
I think he would probably need a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
You see, I don't think that's not a game changer. It's not a bladed weapon, is it?
No, the pointed stick actually would have made a difference.
The pointed stick probably would have been, that would have made a difference.
It would have.
Are you tooling up Eddie just to make the beating even more so, or are you?
No, I'm not, because I think the one thing that could slow Hall down in this fight was if we actually put a weapon in his hands. I think as a physical component who can throw a punch, and if you've ever seen the video of him landing a punch on that sports journalist who was brave enough he was the YouTuber, and that's what he sort of does. Is right. And he lands a punch on him, and he literally sends this guy across the ring. It's not one of these sort of fake moments. Genuinely, he lands it right in this guy's chest. And, oh my days, you do not want to be on the wrong side of that. And I think this is the thing with him. When he fought the Bjorn guy, not the guy from Bjorn Again, the ABBA tribute band, which could have been interesting.
What's his name? Torbjorn somebody. Is that what his name is?
Helper, something or other.
Something, yeah.
But there's a reason why he fought him. Well, there is a reason why he fought him. But as Andy was telling me, there's a bit of bad beef between the guys. But there's only certain people that will be able to take a punch off of him. You know, he couldn't be just going around throwing punches.
Todd definitely isn't one of them.
No, I'm sorry, Todd. You look after yourself. In terms of all our podcast friends, you're probably in the best shape of them all. So we'll placate your ego a little bit. Before we say you get your ass handed to you.
If it had been Sarah and Michelle Gellar, we'd have definitely gone for you, Todd, in that fight. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
I think Todd could be a bit distracted by that one with the butt kicking.
Yeah, Todd, I'm really sorry, mate. You made my list of playing cards on Come At Me Bro, but
Yeah.
against Eddie the Beast Hall.
So just out of curiosity, I'm not going to throw the weapon card in, but let's just see if his fate would have been sealed if we would have done terribly so.
Do
What
you have
cards?
weapon choice 1 or 2?
I'll go 1. A whip. Yeah,
Would have
again.
been a whip.
I think that would slow him down. I think that would
Yeah.
have slowed him. I think I was
I think
right.
that might have potentially helped Todd. I think he's too busy going like this and all of us
Yeah.
trying to get it right, and he's not been able to. You know what? I thought of the whip. I thought, do I put Harrison Ford in and then put the whip in, because that would have been Indiana Jones link, and that would have been a, you know what I mean? But then I thought, no. So sorry, Todd. I think you get your ass kicked, mate.
You would. I'm afraid. Dear, oh dear. So that's it.
Is that 4-2 for you?
Yeah, it was.
I think that's 4, because I think, what do we say for me? I still think we said Warwick Davis and Tyson Fury. I think were the only 2 for me. So,
That's quite a pair to be winning with.
the little and large have Come At Me Bro.
Yeah. I think, do you know, this is the unusual thing about height. When you think about the difference between those two, it's actually 2 Warwick Davis equal 1 Tyson Fury. Near enough, give or take an inch.
Yeah.
Near enough. Don't they? Oh, actually, no, 2 Warwick Davis would be taller than Tyson Fury. That's quite difficult to picture.
That's different. That is difficult.
That doesn't make sense.
Davis, 3 foot.
3'6". So yeah, he's 7 foot.
Tyson's
6'9".
6'9".
So yeah.
So two Warwick Davis is bigger. That doesn't.
I'm computing that in my mind. Now I'm thinking
that doesn't make sense.
he's coming up. He's chest height, isn't he? But no, he's not. He's 3 inches taller. 2 Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis stood on top of Warwick Davis's head would be 3 inches taller than Tyson Fury.
That doesn't compute at all.
I'm seeing.
That's weird.
I'm seeing Warwick Davis in a whole new light.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm thinking that Duke can handle himself.
Look, he already won. He's
won his fight, Warwick. We salute you. You've won your fight, bro. Admittedly, it was against Hasbulla, but.
It was, but yeah, God, I
dude, and that's the beauty of the game. Come at me, bro.
It is the beauty of the game.
You can have matchups like Tyson Fury and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and then the next one you can throw Hasbulla versus Warwick Davis, and it's just the nature of the game. And every game's different because you draw your cards.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I think if we were to draw those cards again and they were drawn in a different order, then it could come out in your favour 4-2 quite easily.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, and that's the unpredictable nature of Come At Me, bro. And when you see this, on the shelves in Christmas 2024, you're going to remember where you heard it first.
You are. Don't you worry about that. You'll see it in the works at a discounted rate. So keep an eye out for it. But before we go, we definitely need to give a shout out to our sponsors. God bless them. They've been great for us throughout 2022, sending us loads of free stuff. So thank you for that. But they're still doing a 20% discount for our listeners. So if you're in the UK, you can use the promo code TallBoyRadio, all capitals, all one word, on ollies-ollies.com. So if you want, let's face it, it's January. You want some healthy snacking that tastes good. So your olives, your pretzels, your nuts, and your chocolate-covered pretzels, that's the sort of thing you want to be buying in January, where you're thinking about all the food you just pounded in December and over Christmas. So use our promo code, share the love, and we salute you for doing so. So, guys, that's it. In terms of this episode, it's going to go out early January, but this is wrapping up 2022 with our recording. How does that feel?
It feels strange. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing this time last year, thinking, never thought we'd still be doing it, never thought we'd get to this many episodes, never thought we'd get to this many countries. Our listeners are on the up and up, so thank you to all those people out there. Keep listening, keep spreading the words, keep spreading the joy. Let's hope that there's no massive, huge pandemic or whatever that stops us doing what we want to do in 2023. Still love to do outside broadcast, get ourselves away for a weekend somewhere, and do more stuff like that. So, I can't believe we're still doing it.
No, it's mad, isn't it?
Well, I can because I love it and it's brilliant and it's it's my hour and a half of sort of just escapism on a Tuesday night sort of thing, and it's brilliant. And I've said before, and we've said before, we'd have never have been chatting to people in the States, chatting to people all over the world, really, just in terms of podcasting and the whole community and guesting, being asked to guest on people's podcasts and having people ask us to come on to our podcast. Vic, who was a phenomenal guest for us, he asked us whether he could come on to our podcast. I mean, that's like humbling. That's like, I mean, this guy's like a podcast legend. You know what I mean? So yeah, looking forward to 2023. Looking forward if we can get an Andy back with us, and Dave. Obviously Dave's been with us, a lot more sort of consistently, a lot more common in terms of his appearances. Love to still get a couple of the guys that we know on, get Sid on, get Craig back on, get a couple of other people that we've spoken to over 2022, get them back on in 2023. We've got loads of episodes where we said we're going to do it again, we're going to follow it up, we'll definitely have you back on, we're definitely going to do it again, and we will. And as well as that, we'll hopefully grow as a podcast. We'll look to do bigger, better things and get even more people on. So yeah, looking forward to where it's going to go.
Indeed, absolutely. Yeah, we've got plenty planned already for 2023. And like I said, in terms of guesting on podcasts, yeah, we've already got one planned in very early doors. We're going to be guesting on the Designated Quizzes podcast again, keeping guys away from the Black Russians. And we're going to take it on the new format. So we're going to be up against the Scottish Alchemists. Yeah, so we're taking on the Scottish Alchemists in a battle royale that's food based. So the differences between the food in England and Scotland. So those Americans who don't really know the difference between the two, they might just learn something. And guess what? So might we. So yeah, plenty of exciting things for 2023. So stay tuned, folks. Plus another project that myself and Gaz have been working on. We're going to try and get up and running sometime before spring. The website is all paid for. It's pretty much built now. So by the time this goes out, it might be there for you to have a little look at. And with that, we'll leave you the way that Tiddy and Shiny would normally leave you.
Let's call for alcohol.
See you later.